chosen one. You are standing before a moment that is by no means accidental. For I have led you here so that you may recognize that the things once delayed, distorted, or placed where they did not belong are beginning to return to their proper order. Quiet your heart and do not dismiss the feeling rising within you. This stirring has not come to sow fear, but to awaken your awareness after a long season of walking through silence. I know there were days when you wondered why the truth had not yet been seen, why others used the work of your hands without acknowledging you, and why things that seemed meant for you appeared to flow in another direction. Many times, you chose silence to preserve peace, endured patiently to avoid causing harm, and made yourself smaller because you did not want to enter conflicts that would burden your heart. Yet your silence did not mean that everything had been forgotten. I saw every detail, and now a process of restoration is beginning in a way you will not have to force. There are matters you believed had been buried so deeply that they would never be mentioned again. But what is concealed cannot stand forever before the light. The distorted words once spoken about you, the impure intentions that caused you to suffer unfairly, and the decisions made without justice are approaching the hour when their true nature must be acknowledged. Yet I do not want you to wait with the desire to see anyone brought low. Your restoration must not be built upon delight in another person's downfall. I am teaching you to receive justice with a clean heart, so that when truth is revealed, you will not turn it into a weapon of revenge. You do not need to make noise to prove that you were right, nor must you travel everywhere, repeating every wound in order to gain agreement. What is genuinely upright possesses its own voice, and when the appointed time comes, what was misunderstood will be restored through results, evidence, and a peace that cannot be manufactured. I know you have grown tired of waiting for a clear resolution. At times, you believed you had been left too far behind, while those who took shortcuts appeared to move more quickly. You watched others receive what you helped build, saw doors close just before you could touch them, and wondered whether honesty still mattered in a world that often rewards display. But my beloved child, speed does not determine the destination. Some people move very quickly along roads that cannot sustain them for long, while you are being led along a slower road with a deeper foundation. The days that appeared delayed trained your endurance, discernment, and calmness so that you would not lose yourself when brought into a broader place. What is coming requires more than hands willing to receive it. It requires an inner life, mature enough not to turn elevation into pride or use success to cover old wounds. The things once misused are also being confronted. Perhaps your gifts were exploited without being valued, your kindness was treated as an obligation, or your loyalty was mistaken for weakness. You gave many times without conditions, but some people treated your generosity like a door that would always remain open whenever they needed something. I do not want you to become cold, but I am teaching you to rebuild your boundaries. Compassion does not mean allowing others to continually take away your peace. Forgiveness does not require you to restore them to the same position from which they harmed you. You may keep a gentle heart while still saying no. You may release resentment while closing a door that is no longer safe. In the new season, you must understand that protecting what is precious within you is also wisdom, and kindness gives life only when guided by discernment. Paths that were once diverted are being redirected, but this realignment may cause certain familiar things to leave your life. Some relationships suited an earlier season but have now become a force, pulling you back toward an outdated version of yourself. Some plans once meant everything to you, yet the closer you came, the more you realized they did not carry the peace you expected. Do not panic when a path closes or someone suddenly becomes distant. Not every departure is a loss, and not every closed door is punishment. Sometimes I am moving you away from what no longer fits, so that I may lead you somewhere you can grow without continually diminishing yourself. You do not need to cling to a garment that has become too tight merely because it once protected you in a former season. Be grateful for what it did, and then move forward courageously when its purpose has been completed. Elevation is approaching, but I want you to understand that a new position will carry new responsibility. When your name is mentioned in places you have never entered, and others begin recognizing qualities that were once overlooked, guard yourself against the need to prove anything. You do not need to retell every moment when you were underestimated in order to highlight the reversal. The more you receive, the more gently you must walk. The more carefully you must speak, and the more kindly you must treat those who can offer you no advantage. The way you behave during increase will reveal whether you have truly matured. I am not raising you so that you may look down upon others, but so that you may see farther, serve more widely, and become a safe place for those walking through roads you know very well. You must also prepare to receive what was diverted from your hands in a new form. Some things will not return exactly as they were, because I am not merely restoring, I am renewing. A lost opportunity may be replaced by a road better suited to you. A broken relationship may create space for healthier companionship. A failed plan may become the lesson through which you build something far more enduring. Do not limit restoration to receiving back the exact thing that was taken. What is old may no longer be large enough to contain the person you have become. I want you to open your heart to forms of restoration you have never imagined so that you do not miss a new gift while continuing to stare at a broken vessel. As this process unfolds, keep your heart calm. Do not allow every small movement to become a reason for premature conclusions. Exposure needs time to reveal the whole truth. Restoration needs a foundation so that it will not collapse. And elevation requires preparation so that you may remain standing for a long time. Continue doing your present work well, bring order to your finances, complete unfinished responsibilities, and care for your health. Do not wait only for a great sign while neglecting the small steps that form the road. Sacred transformation does not excuse you from discipline. On the contrary, it invites you to cooperate through daily faithfulness. What you do when no one sees you will determine how you preserve what is entrusted to you when many eyes begin to turn in your direction. My beloved child, I am leading you out of the season of continually defending yourself. You do not need to live forever in a defensive posture, always afraid of being misunderstood or forced to prove that you are worthy. Let your upright life speak. Let the results reveal the truth, and let time distinguish what is genuine from what has been constructed. The silence that covered you will not last forever, but when your voice returns, use it to build rather than wound. What is being restored to order is not intended to feed pride, but to return to you peace, dignity, and the ability to move forward without carrying burdens that never belonged to you. Therefore, lift your head, not in arrogance, but in steadiness. You are not late, and the years of waiting were not meaningless. You are standing at an intersection where hidden things begin to be seen. What was lost is directed back toward its proper place, and suitable doors gradually open. Walk through this season with humility, discernment, and gratitude. Do not desire a reversal merely, so that others will regret what they did. Receive it so that you may become freer, kinder, and more capable of strengthening others. I was with you in the silence, and I remain with you as movement begins. What once made you believe you had been forgotten will soon become evidence that no day of faithfulness was wasted, no upright deed was erased from heaven's remembrance, and no right door can remain closed forever before someone who has been prepared to walk through it. You never lost the place prepared for you, and no one can become you merely by wearing an appearance similar to yours. What belongs to your identity, calling, and responsibility is not a label that can be removed and casually attached to someone else. There may have been a time when you felt forgotten, excluded from something you believed you should have shared in, or watched someone else receive recognition for what you quietly cultivated. Yet, my beloved child, delay in revealing the truth does not mean the truth disappeared. There were things I did not allow to be exposed immediately because you needed protection from unnecessary conflict, from haste that might have wounded you further, and from using anger to defend something that could never truly be taken from you. I did not keep you in darkness as punishment. I covered you for a season so that your heart would be steady when the light appeared. What is constructed through imitation cannot endure, because appearance may be copied, but depth cannot. Someone may repeat words you once spoke, imitate the way you behave, or try to enter a place where you once stood, but they cannot reproduce the journey that formed you. They did not carry the nights when you learned to rise after disappointment. They do not know the price you paid for the discernment you possess today, nor can they own the authority born through faithfulness in hidden places. What is borrowed may impress for a moment, but when real responsibility arrives, a weak foundation reveals itself. Therefore, you do not need to exhaust yourself trying to prove who is genuine and who is not. Time, results, and the way each person stands under pressure will reveal what arguments cannot make clear. I know that before your mind understood what was happening, you felt a deep weariness. You may have slept enough, yet remained unrested, tried to pray while your heart still felt heavy, or found that your clarity seemed covered beneath endless questions. This does not necessarily mean someone possesses power over you. Often, it is the result of living for too long in a state of self-protection, self-doubt, and silent comparison with everything unfolding around you. The tension between who you know you can become and the limitations of your present circumstances created an inner strain. You spent too much strength trying to understand why you had not been recognized, why others entered before you, and whether you still possessed value. Now, I am releasing you from that friction by bringing you back to what matters most. You do not need anyone's permission to become the person I have called you to be. Truth does not need to be shouted in order to possess power. At the appointed time, what does not fit will reveal itself through very small details. An inconsistent story, an unfulfilled responsibility, an inappropriate response, or a gap that appearances cannot conceal. I do not want you to rejoice over anyone's embarrassment, because the purpose of exposure is not to feed competition. It comes to restore order, return clarity, and help each person return to their rightful assignment. When you begin seeing cracks appear, Do not use them as an opportunity for revenge. Remain calm, for a mature person does not need to stand upon someone else's failure in order to affirm their worth. Continue living consistently so that your words, choices, and results form evidence that cannot be denied. There are things I placed within you that cannot be expressed through another person in exactly the same way. This is not because you are greater than they are, but because each person was created with a distinct tone, a distinct sensitivity, and a distinct sphere of responsibility. Some people can be reached only through the way you listen, through the tenderness formed during years of pain, or through the firmness you learned after repeatedly rebuilding your boundaries. Some doors respond to your genuine presence rather than to an image created to impress. Therefore, what truly belongs to your name will not remain lost forever. The right opportunities, connections, and responsibilities will gradually return to the proper place when you stop chasing them in panic and begin standing firmly in preparation. I am not calling you into a battle to reclaim your dignity through accusations, attacks, or telling your story to everyone. You are called to stand firm. Standing firm is not passivity. It is the strength to restrain yourself when emotions demand a reaction, the wisdom to wait when matters are not yet clear, and the courage to continue doing what is right even before recognition comes. Sometimes silence is how you refuse to give more energy to what is unworthy. Sometimes stepping back is wisdom that allows you to observe without being drawn into chaos. At other times, the strongest action is to continue developing what I entrusted to you, so that, when the right door opens, you are ready to enter, without urgently proving anything. In the coming days, clarity may arrive through an ordinary conversation, an unexpected message, a confirmation, or a moment when scattered pieces suddenly connect. You may realize that the uneasiness you carried was not entirely meaningless, but you will also see that many thoughts were magnified by exhaustion and incomplete information. Therefore, do not rush toward conclusions before the truth is fully illuminated. Learn to distinguish between peaceful intuition and fear that always demands immediate action. What comes from discernment will make you alert, while what comes from panic will make you lose control. I want you to move through this period with a clear mind, neither turning small signs into verdicts, nor ignoring matters that must be examined wisely. As the truth becomes visible, do not return to collect every recognition you once lacked. Some people will realize they judged you wrongly. A few may try to explain, while others will remain silent because they do not know what to say. You do not need to force them to apologize in order to move forward. The deepest restoration is not everyone agreeing that you were right, but you're no longer allowing that memory to determine how you live today. Reclaim your voice by using it to build. Reclaim confidence by remaining faithful in small matters. Reclaim your place by becoming worthy of the responsibility that is coming. No one can return you to a higher place if you remain inwardly chained to an old dispute. My beloved child, what is meant for you does not need to be protected by fear. You have not been replaced. You are being purified from the need to compete with false images. I am teaching you that identity is not proven by who appears first, who is named more often, or who receives attention during a particular season. Identity is revealed through consistency, through the way you face pressure, and through the good fruit that continues growing from your life. Keep your heart still, but do not stop preparing. Forgive, but maintain boundaries. Observe, but do not nurture endless suspicion. When the appointed time arrives, you will not need to seize what belongs to you. Clarity will prepare the way. Maturity will keep you standing. And what has been entrusted to you will return within an order that cannot easily be disturbed again. You offered sincerity to someone without knowing their position, ability, or influence, and that selflessness made your action more precious than any calculated gift. You did not know how many doors they could open, how far their voice could reach, or that behind their ordinary appearance was a vast sphere you had never imagined. You saw only a person who needed to be heard, needed a kind word, a little encouragement, or a presence without conditions. You did not calculate what you might receive in return, try to make them remember your name, or turn kindness into a bridge toward personal gain. Because you acted without knowing who they were, what you gave revealed clearly who you are. I saw that moment. I saw the goodness within you rise above your circumstances and watched you choose compassion when no reward was placed before you. I know you were not living in abundance at the time. Within you were empty places that had not yet been filled, weariness that had not been given time to rest, and wounds still speaking quietly. You were like a vessel, carrying many cracks from the passing years, yet what flowed from you remained pure. You did not use your lack as a reason to become cold. You did not allow the times you were overlooked to turn you into someone who overlooked others. Although you needed a hand to support you, you still knew how to reach toward the person before you. Although you longed for someone to listen to you, you gave genuine attention to their story. Do you understand how rare that is? Many people give only when they possess more than enough, show gentleness only when life is easy, and act kindly only when they are certain of being rewarded. Yet you offered goodness during days when you were also struggling to remain standing. This was not weakness. It was evidence that the light within you did not depend entirely upon outward circumstances. Heaven does not measure kindness by the volume of applause, the number of witnesses, or the material value of a gift. What is seen first is the motive hidden beneath the action. One sincere word of comfort may carry more weight than a great gift given in search of recognition. Time spent listening may be more precious than impressive, yet empty promises. A small act born from compassion can create a deep change you may never fully know. While some were busy building an image, you were quietly building trust. While others entered relationships only for personal benefit, you remained present without calculating advantage. While many spoke beautiful words to create an impression, you gave peace by refusing to judge, manipulate, or make the other person feel indebted. That difference was recognized. Even though you believed the moment would pass like any other ordinary event, my beloved child, what you considered a simple act of help actually revealed an important part of your path. I kept that person's identity, circumstances, and influence hidden because, had you known them in advance, your response might have been mixed with caution, admiration, or a desire to impress. You might have chosen your words more carefully not because of love, but because of fear that you would lose an opportunity. You might have tried to display your best qualities in order to gain their approval, but I wanted your authenticity to be revealed when you had no reason to perform. I wanted that person to encounter you in your most natural state, unprepared, undecorated, and unaware that you were being observed. Therefore, what was concealed from you was not meant to disadvantage you. It created a space in which your true character could speak without being influenced by personal benefit. In that same moment, the other person saw within you something rarely encountered in their world. Perhaps they were surrounded by eloquent people, faces always ready to agree, and relationships built upon the exchange of influence. Yet, amid all that calculation, you arrived like a breath of clean air. You did not look at them through their wealth, reputation, or ability to help you. You saw them as a human being that touched a place money could not purchase, power could not compel, and position could not create. A person may be accustomed to being served, yet still long to be treated sincerely. They may be surrounded by praise, while lacking even one conversation without an agenda. They may possess every means of obtaining what they want, yet rarely encounter someone who wants nothing from them. You left an impression, not because you tried to be special, but because you did not try to become anyone other than yourself. Your natural sincerity caused them to remember you. The way you listened without interrupting, spoke truth while remaining gentle, and gave without extending your hand to demand. Something in return became difficult to forget. Some people enter a room loudly and are quickly forgotten when they leave. Others remain only briefly, yet leave behind a peace that lingers. You became such a person that day, though you did not realize it. Your words and attitude continued echoing in their thoughts after the encounter ended. They remembered the difference within you, not with blind admiration, but with the recognition that they had met someone difficult to find in a world filled with calculation. Behind doors you could not see, your name may already have been mentioned with respect. There was no need for exaggerated praise, only a sincere acknowledgement that you allowed them to experience something genuine. They may have said that you treated them kindly without knowing who they were, that you sought no advantage, and that your presence allowed them to remove a familiar mask. Yet I remind you not to let this cause your imagination to run ahead, nor should you begin searching for what that person might do for you. The value of your action would diminish if you later turned it into calculated expectation. Keep your heart as free as it was in the beginning. You did what was right, because that is the person you chose to become, not because a reward might appear. Continue living this way, for genuine character is not a single action, but a road built through many small choices. Yet what you planted during seasons of lack will not disappear. Sincere giving always creates a path of return, even when you do not know what form that return will take. What you gave may come back through an opportunity, an introduction, a timely connection, or assistance from a place you never expected. Yet, sometimes the first reward is not material, but deeper peace, the ability to trust again after repeated disappointment, and the restoration of joy you once lost. I do not limit the response to a narrow pattern. You planted love, and love may return through support. You planted presence, and someone will remain when you need them. You planted sincerity, and upright relationships will find their way toward you. You planted hope while your own strength was nearly gone, and new streams of water will reach the place you believed was completely dry. The reversal I am preparing is not intended to make you proud or cause you to look back upon others with a spirit of competition. It is coming so that you may understand that no pure action is forgotten. What you did in silence is creating a future that display could never build. You may once have given when your hands were nearly empty, but you will not remain in that condition forever. Abundance is being brought not only to compensate for the past, but so that you may continue becoming a source of strength without destroying yourself through exhaustion. I do not want you forever giving from broken pieces. I am teaching you how to receive, rest, and allow others to love you with the same sincerity. Knowing how to give is beautiful, but knowing how to open your heart and receive is also part of maturity. You must also remember that favor is not a debt. Another person is required to repay. Do not approach someone you once helped and remind them of what you did. Do not use kindness as evidence that you deserve priority. A pure gift preserves its beauty only when it is not transformed into a chain. Your return does not necessarily have to come through the same hands that once received from you. Heaven has more paths than you can see. Therefore, release control over the manner and timing. Continue living uprightly, care for your boundaries, and do not give until you abandon yourself. Love does not require you to become depleted in order to prove your worth. Mature love gives freely and knows when to stop when generosity is being exploited. My child, the greatest wonder is not that the person you helped may possess influence or be able to open a great opportunity. The wonder is that you passed a test of character without knowing you were being tested. You had the opportunity to choose between indifference and compassion, calculation and sincerity, walking away and stopping to help, and you chose what was more noble. That is a victory no one can take from you. Whatever happens next, that moment will continue to prove that hardship did not cause you to lose the most beautiful part within yourself. Allow this realization to heal the way you see yourself. You were not poor merely because you once experienced lack. You were not empty merely because you passed through exhaustion. Even during your weakest days, you still carried a pure source capable of bringing comfort to someone else. Now prepare yourself to receive without guilt. When help arrives, do not immediately believe you are unworthy. When a door opens, do not diminish yourself because you have grown accustomed to remaining outside. When love, peace, and opportunity find you, do not destroy them through fear that every good thing will eventually leave. You learned how to give when you had very little. Now you must learn how to manage when more is entrusted to you. Preserve the sincerity that made you different. Do not allow abundance to turn you into someone resembling those who once wounded you. Let blessing make your heart broader, your words gentler, and your hands wiser. What is coming is not meant to change your good nature, but to give that goodness more room to spread. You planted during days when no one was watching, and the harvest will remind you that purity of intention carries a weight even time cannot erase.